What's the most punk rock thing that's ever happened in the brewery?
I can think about a time when we had a band that showed up kind of unannounced. They were a ska band called Warsaw. This is in our old brewery, our original brewery. The tasting room was very small. It was actually an old lab that coincidentally worked out great for us. But those guys kind of showed up one day unannounced. They were an Arizona ska band and they toured a lot in the Southwest. They ended up playing in the tasting room, which wasn't, I mean, it's the size of my office, our old tasting room. And they had a lot of people and they weren't playing their regular instruments. They were playing brewery stuff. They were all really good. They could all play a lot of different instruments. They're all multi-talented. And I was singing and this is at like 2 o'clock in the morning. A couple good stories like that, but this one's a good one. And it was like, yeah, and I there's a picture that sometimes I see on the internet when they're talking about this band that's in our tasting room that same night. It's like particularly when it's this one guy's birthday, I see it pop up on some ska websites. But there was probably 10 people playing instruments really well and well way past when we were legally allowed to be doing that. Um, and it was packed and everyone was, but people were playing pots and pans and I mean, some instruments. And I remember a recorder and it was like, and I remember like handprints the next day on the walls and people like were climbing, everyone was on top of the bar. And, it was, I mean, it was one of the funnest nights of my life. Took some time to get over the next few days, but it was it wasn't legal. It was nobody got hurt. So I think that's a big thing in punk rock. You know, you're always
That's
trying to take
punk
care of
rock for
everybody
sure.
as crazy as you get. And it was wild. It was completely wild, but we had a great time and everybody lived to at least do it to some extent another day.